Hello and welcome to Fridays at 5, the Denny Artache Show with Denny Artache. As you can hear, I am not Denny Artache. I am very sad he's not here because my favorite part of the show is when he introduces me, and I do not have that fabulous introduction today. But I am Marla Brodsky. Hello, and I want to introduce our fabulous producer, as always, here, Ray Thomas.
Well, you know what? I can always say, here's Marla. How about that?
Thank you. I like that. That was very Carson of you.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I really liked that. But there's something about Denny. He always says
Uh-huh.
oh, it's my favorite, amazing sidekick, my partner in crime. Like he makes it sound like I'm this amazing person. And I look and I'm always looking around like, who's he talking about? And then when he says my name, I get like, oh, I love my introduction.
Well, the lovely and talented Marla.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. We have a great show today. First of all, I want to say, Denny, if you're listening, we miss you. Happy birthday. His birthday is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yes, tomorrow's Denny's birthday. So happy birthday. You deserve a little break today. God, that sounded like a commercial. That sounded like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Anyway, you deserve it. Have fun, whatever you're doing. I think you're going on a little road trip. We have a fabulous guest. Say hello to Miss Roberta Brodsky.
Hi, everyone. How you doing? And happy birthday, Denny.
Roberta is great. Not only we've talked about Roberta on the show before. Roberta, for all of those people out there that don't know, Roberta is my mother. She is a fabulous artist. She is a jewelry designer. She makes amazing jewelry. Growing up, she made clothes. She painted. She welded. She sculpted. She did everything artsy. But I will tell you one thing that most people do not know about Roberta is that she is a psychic. And yeah, were you going to say something? Go ahead.
I was going to say I was.
Yeah, it was.
Back in the day, I was much better. Now it's like baby talk.
But wouldn't you say it's in you, right? It's always in you.
I thought it was in me, but I've lost it. I can't find it.
It's something I know that I've spoken to psychics before, and they say that everybody has a little bit of it.
Yes, I believe that. Everyone does. You have to really work at it, or it just happens, and then all of a sudden you're ruling the world.
Right. I mean,
if you want the energy,
because you got to really focus and hone in on your skills.
Right.
I believe that.
Right.
I really do.
It does. Because a lot of people have this, and I'm sure everyone out there, tell me if you by the way, if you have any questions and you want to say hello, by all means, give us a call. It's 772-220-9788. That's 772-220-WSTU. Give us a call if you have questions about being a psychic. Maybe even you at home. Sometimes maybe you got a thought about someone who you haven't seen or heard from in years. Suddenly the phone rings. It's them. That's a little bit of psychic.
Now, here's the funny part, and you just mentioned it, okay?
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody has a little bit of that in them. My mom would be able to tell you who's calling.
Right.
Even if the person hadn't called in years, my mom would say, that's Violet.
Right.
Or that's whatever. And she
Right.
was right most of the time.
Right. And you can build on it if you just write it down. When it happens, you write it down and you say, oh my God, I'm really correct most of the time.
Yeah.
Then it might get scary or really interesting.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'm actually curious because I don't even know that I know this, but I know that when I was young, I would get things like that, like the premonitions of someone's going to come to the door or something's going to happen or something, and I would have that. And I still have that, but I never tuned in on it like you did. How old were you, or what was the event that happened that made you realize something's going on here? I know things.
This is amazing. When I was 8 years old, it's a long, involved story. I'll try to be short, but there was a little fire in my house and my mother had to go get help. So she left me alone and I was down in the basement with my girlfriend. And all of a sudden, a man knocked on the door and walked into the house. And we were downstairs in the basement. We came up and I thought someone was there to murder us. I mean, I was so nervous.
Oh my gosh, I'd have a heart attack.
And right before he came, I was telling my girlfriend about a dream I had the night before about a man coming where I was visiting with my grandparents. And when I got upstairs and I saw the guy, I said, oh my God, Susan, that guy's the guy in my dream. And I found out years later that he was a psychologist or someone who was really into the field. I wish I could remember his name because I did meet him as an adult, but After that, I found out that that's who it was, the man in my dream.
But he didn't murder you.
Obviously not. I'm still here.
That's good.
But I picked up something in
Yeah.
that dream. I would always have dreams that would happen.
Yes.
Or I would know ahead of time, as you say, a phone call or a terrible thing or a good thing. It was.
It's funny that you said about dreams, because by the way, like I had an awful dream last night. I get a lot of stress dreams
Yes.
where they're just so stressful and like I get so anxious. And last night I had this dream, and thank God it didn't come true, but I had this dream that somehow my car was missing. So I had to rent a car. And I'm parked in a parking lot. And this always happens to me. I always lose my car in a parking lot. So I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to find this car? And I'm trying to like press the key so it can go louder. And I get a call from like a guy who's telling me like the car. And I'm like, where is the car? I'm like, I'm going to be late for the radio show. It was about this show. I couldn't get to the show. And it was like almost 5. And I was like, oh my God, I have to go live at 5. And I said, how am I going to now go pick up my mother? Because I was all the way down like in Jensen Beach. And I'm like, I got to drive all the way back through Stewart, get my mom, and then go back to the radio station. I'm going to be so late. And I'm like, Denny's going to kill me. When I woke up, it's like I was sweating. I was dying. So
I know.
We made it safely to the radio show, by the way, everybody. Yeah. We're here.
When that happens to me, I know it's so realistic, and obviously everyone feels it and has it happen. But lately, I try to go to my happy place, and I don't even know where that is.
What is that?
But just a place that it's like on the water, and it's just a beautiful scene. And you're in the car driving. And then I wake up and I feel, oh, I want to go back to sleep and get more. I don't know. It's weird. Very weird. But I wouldn't say that's psychic. Not at all.
Well, that's not really psychic. But no. So it was that dream. It was that first thing that let you think.
Oh, when I realized that, yes. And I would tell everyone about it, and they thought I was crazy. So I thought, I'm not going to say anything anymore.
Oh. So wait, so how long after that did you start to think, okay, now I can start telling people, or I'm going to practice this? Or because from what I remember growing up, you were hardcore psychic. People knew.
Hardcore.
People, you were giving readings to people.
Yes.
I would come home and there would be like people laying on the ground on their back, like
in the house,
like a living room full of people. And it was almost like a seance or something. Like there was crazy stuff going on growing up. I would go to ashrams. I would go, I mean,
those were just meetings. We'd call them, yes. Just meetings of information where gurus would come or different people.
But you would give readings to people. And
that I did individually.
Yeah. And at what point?
And healings.
How did you learn that you could see people, what was happening in their lives or what could happen in their future?
I knew so much that would happen in my life, and just enough with me, but births, deaths, good and bad. So I tried to make the best of it. But I know that after I got married and had my children, as I say, I had an experience that taught me that I better get into it and help people. And I happened to meet a guru who walked into my house. He just do you have a guru walking up your street and down to your house in a white robe?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I do. Because it was my house.
And that started it. And once I met him, he said, you have to get busy. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
And he used to ask me what the future was. And I thought, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I can't say who he was, but no longer alive. But those were the days. Those were fun days. And once I met him, I wanted to meet every guru or swami or anyone that I could meet, just to compare them all.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
So I remember bits and pieces of different things, but I do remember a story about like you were on a cruise and somebody you just all of a sudden like knew something was going to happen, and then you didn't even want to look at the person again or see them. There was like things would just come to you without people even asking. Like you would just walk by somebody and what was that like?
Thank God that really didn't happen a lot, because I tried not to get into someone's thoughts or pick up on anyone's energy unless people really asked. And at the beginning, I found that I did the work with friends if they would ask me. And I did that, and I found that I can't do that anymore, because I found out things about them that I felt I didn't want to know.
Right.
And they were very bad, and some of the things happened. It was not a good experience. So I decided I want to do a lot of research with it. So I went into research at Yale University,
Hmm.
and I helped out there doing projects and research, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I definitely want to come back to that, because after our break, I definitely want to come back to that and talk about some of the things that you did at Yale, because I remember some of them and it was pretty fantastic.
Mhm.
I will say, we also will talk about, when we come back, are the 5 F's. Denny and I always talk about 5 F's, which is like, I think they change every time what the F means, but it's like fun, food, fashion, finance, and I think festivities. So I just want to say, for fashion today, it's National Fry Day, and I'm wearing a French fry dress. For some of you, if you're watching this on YouTube or on the station, you could see it. Others, if you're just listening to us, now you know the visual. Today is Fry Day. I'm really into these national days.
Well, did you know that officially, if you look at the national day today,
Yeah.
it is National French Fry Day.
Yes. National French Fry Day. National
is.
Fry Day.
It is.
Yes.
But
Fry,
it's-
F-R-Y Day. Yes.
it's hysterical, but it is. It's also 7-Eleven. So
Yes. Slurpee Day.
Slurpee.
Free Slurpee Day. Everybody get there.
A
Yeah.
small Slurpee.
Get a small Slurpee.
Too
Although
fun.
I gotta be honest, Ray, tell me, do you like a Slurpee?
No.
I am not a fan.
No.
Way too sweet.
Either am I.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
don't like it. It's too sweet. It's too cold. I get a brain freeze. I'm
Mm.
not.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about the brain freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
If
People
you have
love
it too much, if you get it too quickly, you'll get the free. And one of my several jobs is I tend to work about 2 or 3 jobs at a time. Was working part-time at a 7-Eleven, as
Oh.
a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah, and I still never had a Slurpee.
Oh, really? I've never gone there and bought my own Slurpee.
Yeah.
I will admit that I've taken sips of people's Slurpees, and that's how I know that I
Never
do
tried
not
it.
like them. I'm not into it at all.
Oh.
I'm definitely not into a Slurpee. Yeah. So anyway, we got 1 F down. We got the fashion down. So and let's talk about finance for a little bit. This show is, sponsored really by Denny Artache Financial, and he is an amazing finance guy. So you're going to hear a bumper. You're going to hear a little bit about him right now. And please come back and join us with our fabulous guest, Roberta and Ray.
He rocked the stage. Now he's rocking your weekend. It's Denny Artache. Fridays at 5. Your weekend starts now. And we'll be right back.
At Artache Financial Group, we really go out of our way to make our clients feel different. Different because we're fiduciaries that work for you, not any insurance company or fee-based company that's out there. So if it's investing basics, income planning, long-term care, disability, Medicare, Social Security, how to take care of your family, succession planning for businesses, insurance products, we have it all, and we explain it to you simply. And we are fiduciaries. We do work for you, not any other company. So give us a call at the office at 561-537-5897. That's 561-537-5897. Advisory services are offered through Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC, Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, and Artache Financial Group are separate and independent entities from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC.
Spotlighting Martin County's events, energy, and entertainment. It's Fridays at 5 on 1450 WSTU. Call us at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. And now, your host, Denny Artache.
Welcome back to Fridays at 5, the Denny Artache Show. I am still not Denny Artache, but that is okay because we are having a wonderful time here today. Yes, please, everybody out there, if you have any questions, you want to talk about anything, you have any questions about the paranormal or psychic activity, anything like that, 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. All right, so listen, before we left the break, Roberta here was telling us when she first started realizing, hey, I have some psychic ability here. She got a little scared because people thought she was weird. So she didn't really dive into it. It took years later. But then you really, really dove deep. And so I want to talk about, you mentioned that you went to Yale to really study it and kind of like they studied you, if I remember correctly.
At first, they studied me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the semester, the professor said we couldn't do any more research. Well, a couple of semesters. And then he said we couldn't do any more research because they were teaching a course at Yale in parapsychology. And I said, well, can I take it? And he said, no, you're not a student. So he said, but you can apply. And how do you apply to Yale? I'm an older woman with all these kids. Anyway, I did apply and they let me in. I was able to take the course. And then after the course, they wanted me to get another degree there. But I thought I already had a degree. What was I going to do? And I was so sorry I didn't do it.
Wait a minute. Seriously? You turned down getting a degree from Yale?
What did I know?
Well, at least one of my brothers
I know.
ended up going to Yale.
He went and I went I think it was the same year that they allowed women in. I guess I fit the criteria of age. I'm not sure.
That's so funny. So I remember like there was one test that they did or something where like you were in a room and you had to like name things in another room.
Usually what they would do is cover my eyes in a mask and you'd listen to white light and you would see the white light, hear a white light sound. I mean, nothing. Everything was deprived. No sound, nothing. And they would go into another room at the other end of the building and they would have, I wouldn't know what they had. Sometimes it was a thing, a painting, something. And one time they had a picture of Picasso's, I don't even remember the name. It's been so long, I'm sorry, but a famous Picasso painting, maybe Guernico, I'm not sure, where it was all men on horses and blood and rape, and it was terrible. And I was picking up all these things. And at the end of when they came back to me and say, what did you see? Because I had to, I tell them exactly. And I said, please don't think that I'm weird. Mm-hmm. But all I saw was this mass murder, blood, and men on horses and stuff. And they said, oh my God, it's the rape of the Sabine woman. That's what it was. Mm. And that was something. But I was always overwhelmed by what I could do, because I didn't know where it was coming from. It was like I could turn on a radio and just turn the dial. And if I got it just right, I knew everything. Yeah. If not, then I'd have to keep tuning the dial. And even in giving in readings, if a person was fighting it, I found it difficult to move to the next picture that I was receiving.
What do you mean if they were fighting it? Like fighting?
They didn't want to, like if I would say, well, one time I met a woman who was a friend of a friend. I didn't know her and I didn't know anything about her. And evidently her husband had just died. Uh-huh. And I saw her with one foot in the grave, but he was holding her foot up in a silver platter. And I said to her, because I never like to give negative energy. So I said, well, I have to tell you, your husband really loves you. He doesn't want to see you just yet. And he's holding your foot up from a grave site where he is, but he's holding your foot with a silver platter. And you just, it's not your time yet. And she got so hysterical crying. She said, I was contemplating suicide.
Oh no.
So, I mean, with things like that, I love being able to help the people with that. And from that point on, whenever I would bump into her in the supermarket or a store or someplace,
Yeah.
and it turns out that she ended up marrying someone that I knew,
Oh, wow.
and they were very well off. So she did have that silver platter.
Wow.
So, but it was always good to be on the positive side rather than the negative.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
And especially with the Yale thing, I know that there were doctoral students there who also tried to do the same thing.
Mhm.
And I just, at one time, the doctor said to me, the head of the psychology department, okay, tell me my health history. Give me a reading. Tell me what's wrong with me right now. And I thought, oh my God, how do you tell this big shot what's going on in his life? So I only saw one thing wrong. And
What was it? What was wrong with him?
he had bunions. His bunions were killing him. And I said to him, I don't want to say his name. I don't even know if he's still alive.
You don't have to say his name.
But I said, I'm so embarrassed to say this, but you're doing just fine. But the one thing I see is you have terrible pain with your bunions. And he said, yep, you're right.
Oh my gosh.
And then we moved on to something else, but I don't remember.
What a crazy thing to pick up on. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is totally funny. I like that.
Yeah.
One more thing that I want to talk about when one of the F words that we like to talk about here is fun. And like that, I remember you having fun doing this psychic
so
stuff.
much.
I know. And there's so many stories, like even like that you told me. I remember we went to go, was it the movie, right? Was it, we were going to shoot a movie or something? Or what story were you just going to say?
No. What movie?
No, what? It's okay. I'll get back to it. You tell me.
I thought you were going to talk about us going to Staten Island and getting lost and asking people on the bridge which way to go. And I don't know how we got there, but we got there. The one way that the man said to follow him?
Yeah.
Well, thank God we didn't. It wasn't near where we were going. But we did make it to see the guru. That was fun.
Well, I was talking about when we were going to film, we were going to be somewhere in that house or something. And where was it,
yes.
Fort Pierce?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yes. That was a few years ago.
And you walked this room and you're like, oh my God,
I went up the staircase. It was in the an antique building. And I walked up the staircase and my son was with me and he said, I know everything that's happened here. Why don't you tell me what you see? And I started walking up the stairs and I said, oh my God, there was a shooting here. And there was like a brothel or something upstairs and the guy was going to be hung. I said it was all, I hated it because again, it was negative energy. I didn't like picking it up. But my son said, where did you read this? I said, I didn't read anything. I don't even know where we are. And he said, it's written on some place. I didn't know it.
But finish the story. It was everything.
Oh, everything I said. Yeah, everything I said was true.
Which was crazy. And you never read that anywhere. You didn't even know the location.
I didn't know there was a place to even find information to read about it.
Yeah.
All I knew was it was an old antique shop.
Yeah, that doesn't happen to me when I walk into places. I just want to know, like, what kind of food is being served and is it going to be fun? I will say, for fun today, we did our 3rd episode of The Hamster Never Stops. And that was a lot of fun. We for everyone out there that knows that too, I do this on Fridays and then on Mondays and Thursdays, although today is Friday, I did it this morning because I was too busy yesterday. We do a podcast called The Hamster Never Stops. And it's really just about current events and our wacky stream of consciousness, because after all, the hamster never stops. We just keep hopping from topic to topic. So that's fun. Don't forget to check that out as well.
And really check it out. It's the greatest. They go from one thing to another, like I am doing right now, but they're much better at it.
No, it's not even about being better or not. You're doing great. You're doing great. So I want to know more though. Like I want to know, because, besides doing like readings and stuff for people, you are also a healer. And what do people come to you for? Like, and what does healing mean?
That is difficult because people used to come and ask me to heal them, or I would do healing workshops during the what was the Iranian war in the 90s? There was a war in the 90s and we used to have prayer and healing things. But it's hard to deal with because it's hard to believe.
but you did it.
I know, but I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Okay. What about like when somebody would come to you and they forget about the really heavy stuff that you were just talking about, but like if somebody came to you and they had like, a pain in their knee, like I distinctly remember you would stand over them with like your hand.
Yes, and it worked. I wish I could do that with myself. But it worked. I tapped into some kind of energy, and it was coming through me, and it was great.
And what did
I
people?
forgot about I really don't remember a lot of doing this because it was so foreign.
Well,
but
thank
yet
goodness
it
I'm here to
worked.
remind you.
I know. I know. I love doing it, but I like the readings too and just helping people.
Yeah. There was a story once where I feel like somebody called you because they felt like they lost a ring. Like people would call you all the time when they needed to know where something was. But I do remember this story. And you're like, I think you said it was under the sink or it was under in
Under
the
the
plumbing, something.
washing machine or something. And it was.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
always like people would always call you.
I think the thing that I liked, you mentioned seance. I
Mhm.
really didn't do a lot of them, but the few that I did, I really enjoyed. And the best one was when Dad came with me one time, and two young girls wanted to talk to their grandfather. Did I know anything about the young girls? Nothing. I went to someone's house where they were going to be, and turns out that their grandfather was the attaché or someone alongside of a dictator who had just been assassinated.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they wanted to know how he was doing. I didn't even know. They didn't speak in English to me. Someone said they want to hear about the grandfather. I didn't know what language they were speaking. I didn't know anything. And I actually saw her grandfather in a white suit holding what I thought was a loaf of bread and a red and white tablecloth over it. And he was standing on the top of the stairs protecting someone with a loaf of bread. No, it wasn't a loaf of bread. Upon looking at it, it was a machine gun. And he was trying to defend everyone. And evidently, this was never verified, but I knew the dictator's name. I didn't know who I was talking about. Dad knew who he was.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what I was talking about.
Wow.
And to this day, I never found out if she ever reached her grandfather, but I thought that her grandfather had been shot and he was trying to rescue his nephew or grandson. It was their cousin.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was something. You're reminding me of I wish I could remember. I should have written this down. I started writing a book once and I thought no one would be interested.
Look, who knew that years later you would
I'd
be
on the radio with you.
WSTU 1450 AM and we would want to hear all of this information.
Right.
So anyone out there, again, if you have any questions, please give us a call, 220-9788. It's 220-WSTU. So listen, I actually have a question.
Okay.
How do you feel about, well, I have a multiple part question here. The first part is, how do you feel about sort of the fly by the night, window shop, come in and get a psychic reading. Here, come, the first 5 minutes are free. And then
terrible. One time when we lived in Connecticut, I went to I thought it was a reputable psychic. And I sat down and she said to me, "Oh dear, I feel so sorry for you. You will be a secretary your entire life. You will never get married, never have children. I don't see good things for you at all." And I just said, "Okay, thank you." I let her do her thing. And when I got out, I told Dad, who I was happily married to for 53 years. And I had the 3 children, and I wasn't a secretary. I was a special ed teacher. Right. So she was completely off. So what do I think about them? Not so good, but I have met some really good ones.
Really good psychics.
Really good. Yeah. And I enjoyed meeting them and talking to them and learning from them. I went to the Arthur Ford Academy, actually, to really start this, which Arthur Ford was a psychic years and years ago. And it was deceased by the time I had gone to it, but someone had taken charge.
Yeah.
And I went to New Hampshire. It was supposed to be in Florida, but we went to New Hampshire
Uh-huh.
to take the course. And that's when I really found out I knew a lot going on, because they did one seance there
Yeah.
where someone wanted to talk to their grandfather.
Mhm.
And when it was my turn, like it was like the Lucy show where someone would say, "Oh, Tilly says hello." No one knew what to say. And when I got to my turn, I said, "I have to talk really fast because there's something in my mouth. My tongue is swelling up and I can't talk." And the girl said to me, "Oh, my grandfather couldn't talk when he was dying because he had some
Oh.
disease or something that made his tongue swell." I said, "I'm full of mouth, full of tongue." She says, "That's what they used to call it."
Oh my God.
And then I knew right away.
Wow.
And then we did some strangers too, but
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. I remember when we were at like the Concord Hotel one summer and they had a psychic and you paid for them to give me a reading. I was a teenager, by the way.
Right.
And the woman, she was so off. Like, she's like, "Oh, you're 30." She thought I was 35. I think I was maybe 16 or 18. Now, granted, I've looked like this since I was 13. Like I've always, 16. I've always looked like this. So, but she's like, "Oh, you're like 35 and you might get married." And I'm thinking to myself, I am not even going to prom like in a minute. Like, what's going on here? It was just so funny. So I do know that they're like, sometimes they're just, a little quacky, but other times they're good.
I don't know the validity, but I do admire the TV psychics.
Yes. That was my next, remember I said it was a multi-part question. That was my next
I
question.
knew it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somehow we're connecting very well. Could it be mother-daughter?
Well, of course you knew it. You're psychic.
I got a question. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember the Psychic Network, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if they were so good, they would have known that they were going to get canceled. Just saying.
Right. And then there was like other ones that you could call up and they just try to keep you on the phone. And oh my God.
Yeah, LaToya Jackson was into that.
Right.
Remember?
Oh my gosh. It's just so crazy. But there are some legit, really good psychics out there. So, yes.
I just remembered you didn't even talk about Niagara Falls.
Well, go ahead. It was your story.
Well, at the very beginning too, someone said there's something that's going to happen in Niagara Falls. And they said, "Go meditate." So I went and meditated and I found out in my head that there was going to be a catastrophe with the Maid of the Mist, a boat near the falls, because there was supposed to be an earthquake. So Channel 7 News from Niagara flew me up and I went over the area that I thought there was going to be a quake. I pointed it out and they said, okay, everyone laughed at me. That day that I predicted that the quake was going to be, they had more tourists. I made more money for them in Niagara Falls and the Maid of the Mist. And it turned out my date was wrong. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
But there was an earthquake in January of that year. So I learned a good lesson. Time means nothing, yet controls everything.
Okay. You just, that saying,
I know.
I tell everybody that is like the best saying. And like you coined it perfectly. Time means nothing, it controls everything. It's so true. And I always say, well, my mom always says, time means nothing, yet controls everything. It's true. It's totally true. So again, going back to a little bit like what you said, oh my God, I feel like it's the hamster never stops again because I keep switching like topics and I'm like, you wanted to go back. I'm
me
like,
too.
I'm like, oh no, time is going by too fast. Tell me, you mentioned that you like the TV psychic. So do you watch like the psychic? Is it the Long Island Medium or the New York?
I did watch her. I enjoyed her very much.
Is that what it was called? The Long Island Medium?
It was, yes.
Remember. Okay.
Yes. But I haven't watched.
And then there was another guy, Tyler?
The blonde kid
guy?
From Hollywood.
Yeah.
He seemed good too.
He was really good too.
They have to be good to be on the show, but you don't just start.
No, I mean, it's like and there was a reason why you kind of stopped. I mean, because you were going strong for a really long time, many, many years.
It was getting too serious. And when I say serious, it was like the energy was crazy. We moved to a town that was, I thought, very I want to say liberal Republican, but it was more Republican than liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was afraid to get involved too much. That's when I started doing the research, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
But originally, I started just reading people, and then eventually it just, when I could, as you say, when I used to go on a cruise, if I could pick up things about people,
Yeah.
I did not like that.
Right.
One time I was in Mexico with Dad, and we were on we had stopped in Cancun.
Okay.
No, Chichen Itza.
Yeah. Which is, I think, in Cancun.
Well,
Near Cancun.
near Cancun. And there was a man there who was following me around.
Mm.
And I had the worst feeling. He had a German accent. Not that I love everybody, the accent, but I'm just saying he wasn't American. And he just followed me around, and he kept taking pictures of me. And I said to Dad, he's going to kill me. I know I'm a target. Something's going to happen. So when we sat down to lunch, he happened to sit at our table. I was not very happy because he scared me.
Yeah. Why was he taking pictures of you?
So I said to him, we got to talking, and I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "Oh, I'm a wig manufacturer in another state in the United States." And I was laughing because I've always had a lot of hair.
I was going to, for people that don't know, you had big flaming red hair, like gorgeous, huge hair.
And I think he was probably going to copy my hair for his wig. It was the funniest thing. So I was picking up that he was after me, but it wasn't to kill me.
Right. It was just to maybe behead you or take your hair. That's good. Real hair. That's a good story. But that's funny. So I asked, was he taking pictures of you? Probably just for your hair, so he could design a wig that looked like your hair.
Yes.
You always have. You still do. You always have the best hair. I hate my hair. I hate.
And I say to you, I want your hair. So
oh my God, the grass is always greener, right? I mean, the grass is always greener. There's that. I can't stand my hair. I would do anything to have your hair. It's so nice and thick.
Can I go back to a story about meeting a Swami?
Sure. Yeah. Let's go. Swami.
I had a friend who taught comparative religion, and he said, "Come meet a Swami. Come listen to the lecture." I didn't know I was going to meet the Swami, but after the lecture, my friend said to me, "I can't bring him home. Can you please take him home?" Because my friend lived close to where I lived. And I said, "Sure, I'll take him home for you." So I said to the Swami, he was driving in the car with me, I said, "Would you mind if I stopped at my house to see how my kids were doing? Because I knew it was time for you to get home, and someone was picking you up, so I didn't have to pick you up." And
I was always thrown off to somebody else.
But you were well taken care of, but I wanted to make sure that you got there. So we walked inside, and the Swami came in with me. And I walked into show him around the house. And my sister-in-law happened to call me, and she said, how was meeting the Swami? I said, "You're not going to believe it." I said, "I not only listened to his lecture, but I had to take him home from my friend, and he's here with me now." And I was in the bedroom, and the Swami was in the bedroom, and he's going,
"This is
no, you can't. Don't tell anyone I'm in the bedroom with you."
That's what I was going to say.
I'm not allowed to be alone with a woman in the bedroom. So I said to my sister-in-law, "Well, he's really in the hall." And she started in on me singing, "Swami, how I love you, how I love you." And I lost it. I absolutely lost it. He's cracking up because he thinks that someone's going to know he's in the bedroom with me. And she's singing Swami. But that was the best. I'm glad I got that story. And that was the funniest.
Yes, you alone in a bedroom with a Swami. I don't even know what to say, but that's fabulous. I love all these. I like bedroom stories.
He was in an orange robe. They had different colors.
Now he's in a robe in your bedroom.
Oh no, that's how he That's how he dresses. Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So all right. So let me just paint this picture. We have the Swami dressed in an orange robe, alone with you in your bedroom. And where am I? I was back, right? Somebody dropped me off, or
No,
I'm
I
still.
think just the boys were back. I don't think you were probably in a play or something at school.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that used to be my,
That was your
that was my thing. I used to
Yeah.
love doing like musicals. I was the high school Broadway musical girl. I loved all of that.
Well, when you were in nursery school, they used to call you Marla Broadway
Yeah, that's stuck.
in nursery
Yeah. Yeah, that's stuck. Yep. Do you remember
on the docks of the Essex Island Marina. I used to love dressing Marla in the most gorgeous clothes I could find, and I had bought her a gold lame bathing suit, and she used to stand on the docks of Essex Marina,
careful with the words that we use.
Singing.
Dance 10 looks 3 from a chorus line. So it was TNA.
Yeah.
We don't want to say the full.
And there she was, 2 years old, dancing. It was the best.
The good old days in a little gold lame bikini.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Things really have not changed all that much. Just saying. Right. I mean, things really, really have not changed. So let me ask you a question. If somebody said to you now, if you could get all of these, if you could, start getting all of these powers back, would you take advantage of that? Would you start doing it again? Like, do you ever miss having that power?
I miss it immensely.
You do.
I really, really miss it. I wouldn't do it for me, and I don't want to do it for my family.
I remember that. I would
that's
always
right.
say.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. And I didn't want to even get involved in it until you kids were older. I didn't want to destroy your lives.
Mm-hmm. Was there ever, I know that you always said that you can't do it for your family. Like you shut it off. Like when it's too close, you shut it off.
Right.
But was there ever anything that ever happened to me and in the past you look back and you're like, oh, I knew that, or I knew that was wrong, or I knew that was right, or is there anything that?
Oh, I saw your previous lives, and I'm not surprised you're doing what you're doing.
I had how many previous lives did I have?
Well, the one in particular.
What was it?
Someone famous.
I was someone famous?
Yes.
Infamous or famous?
Probably both.
Really? Oh, this is getting good. Are you allowed to like elaborate?
No.
What kind of fame? Okay, fine.
Well, Hollywood, Broadway, of course.
Oh, of course.
And
of course.
Entertainment.
Oh, wow.
And I did see that Michael was going to.
By the way, Michael is one of my brothers.
I saw that he loved the color silver and gold. And I said, when I remember saying to him, I didn't know you like silver and gold. He says, yeah. I said, why? He said, I love money.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like it. Who doesn't love money? All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Join us. Come back. Don't leave. Don't leave. This is the Denny Artache Show. Even though I'm not Denny, we'll see you in a few minutes.
He rocked the stage. Now he's rocking your weekend. It's Denny Artache. Fridays at 5. Your weekend starts now. And we'll be right back.
At Artache Financial Group, we really go out of our way to make our clients feel different. Different because we're fiduciaries that work for you, not any insurance company or fee-based company that's out there. So if it's investing basics, income planning, long-term care, disability, Medicare, Social Security, how to take care of your family, succession planning for businesses, insurance products, we have it all, and we explain it to you simply. And we are fiduciaries. We do work for you, not any other company. So give us a call at the office at 561-537-5897. That's 561-537-5897. Advisory services offered through Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, and Artache Financial Group are separate and independent entities from Peak Brokerage Services, LLC.
Get your weekend started right. It's Fridays at 5. local fun, fresh laughs, and feel-good vibes right here on 1450 WSTU. Here's your host, Denny Artache.
I love that he just introduced. Here's your host, Denny Artache. This is the Denny Artache Show, yes. But again, I am not Denny Artache. I am his partner in crime, his sidekick when I can be, Marla Brodsky. We're having a really fun show today, Ray Thomas. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah, I'm having a blast.
It's fun, right? Roberta.
yeah.
Roberta is our guest. She's doing great. So right before the
Yeah.
break, you had mentioned that you saw A Past Life for Me, where I was a famous entertainer. Michael, my oldest brother, his past life, he was really into like silver and gold, which was like money.
No, that's this life. I saw that.
No, wait, what? Oh no, you saw he was going to be when he was young? Or?
When you were kid, yes, when you all were kids.
So and truth be told, now he is a financial advisor. So that makes perfect sense. There you go. It made sense. And what did you see for Mark, my other brother?
Mark, that he would be a healer, just always helping people and helping the sick, and he's a doctor.
Yeah, just so happens he's a doctor. So it worked. You
you
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Did you ever think something so like strongly and then it didn't happen?
Unfortunately, no.
So everything happened.
But the one thing that I had seen for a long time is me with white hair, long white hair on top of my head, which is the way I wear my hair a lot, up, and that I would be back into the psychic again. So far, it hasn't happened.
Well, look at this. This could be us bringing you back. I mean, wouldn't it be fabulous if I just brought you out of retirement?
I would like it. Sitting here with you, I know I'm anticipating your questions. That's because we're related.
That's true. We could answer each other's questions. It's exciting. It's exciting, like talking about it, because I think like growing up, I didn't really talk about it to people. Like nobody really knew like my mom was a psychic, or like if I'd say that, they'd be like, oh,
that was the best thing, because after Niagara Falls, I felt I had to go and help if I could. And I told you that they did have the earthquake in January, not July. But the thing was, I had said to you kids, if anyone says that your mother's a kook, she's crazy, how can you take her? This is disgusting. I always said, make a joke out of it. Because yes, you have to be crazy to be able to share this.
Right.
And if I could help anyone anyway, fine. And if not, just laugh, never get into a fight. And I must say, it was televised. I was all over the place, the newspaper, TV. No one ever said a word to you kids that I'm aware of, and I think they would have told me.
Yeah. No,
I was even an Indian guide lead. I'm sorry.
Boy Scouts?
Boy Scout leader.
Yeah, I remember you and Dad always did the Boy Scout stuff.
How we were
no one did brownies. I did the brownies.
We were worn out by that.
Yeah. Being the baby of the family, it was just like, that they always say nobody puts baby in the corner. I always got put in the corner. I think like
but you got plenty of attention.
I did. I got a lot of attention, but I mean, I seriously got to, listen, I had fun. I'm not going to complain. I had an amazing childhood. I was pretty much living alone by, I don't even know, 16, maybe. I don't even know. Like as long as I had a license or a car.
Always. Yeah. Once you had a car.
Once I had a car, it was like, forget it. She's all alone. She doesn't matter. She doesn't need us.
Well, we wanted to come to Florida.
Yeah, they wanted to. That's the excuse. We were living in Connecticut. They wanted to go to Florida. So we're like, yeah, she's fine. She has a car. It was fine. I had a great time. I would not complain or change anything about anything. You made me great clothes when I was a little girl. You made fantastic jewelry to this day. I remember I used to love like she used to make these big, gorgeous, glitzy rhinestone, like costume jewelry things. And I would love, like, I would beg, can I wear this? It was like, I was like in high school or 9th grade, 8th grade. And I'd like, can I wear this to school? And it was literally like something like Elizabeth Taylor would wear, I mean, it's like, and she's like, if you want, sure. And I'd wear it to school and be like, oh my God. I mean, it was like, I would dress like it was crazy, but no, I had a great childhood. So I'm just kidding. Even though, yes, everybody puts baby in the corner, but that's okay. But no, it was good. It was good. I'm just kidding.
You had lots of love.
We had lots of love. Yes. And by the way, we had lots of fun. I remember like I would always, by the way, I used to go to bars and nightclubs when I was very, very young, because again, like I said, I looked like this since I was very young, 13, 16.
And you were the rose girl
Yeah, I used to sell roses, wearing little bikini bottoms and a tuxedo top. I mean, it was great. I had a great time. But so on my nights off, I would, because I didn't, all the guys knew me at the bars. Like I didn't need even a fake ID because everyone just thought I was so much older. And there were nights where I would drag my parents. I'm the only person who loved partying with their parents. I would drag them to these bars. I'd be like, "Come on, come party with me. Let's go dancing. Let's do this and that." And to this day, I still drag her to the bars with me. We're going for tonight for fun because the weather has been so on and off. We didn't know, usually where we live here, all the bands and all the nightlife is outside. And so because of that, we decided, well, we want to go out tonight, right? We're doing the radio show. Afterwards, we're going to go celebrate. We're going to go to some karaoke at the Martin Downs Country Club, right? Is that what it's called? Martin Downs Country Club?
I think so.
I think that's the name of it. Yeah, the Martin Downs Country Club. They have karaoke every Friday night from 6 to 9. And even better than that, it's Burger Friday, $10 burgers. I'm very excited. I'm going to get me a burger. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm just debating if I'm going to get sweet potato fries, French fries, or onion rings. That I don't know yet. But do you like burgers, Ray?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
love
you
it.
mentioned all of the above. I'll take all of them.
I was going to say,
okay,
you
good.
can't go wrong.
That's
I
right.
know. I'm praying that other people order stuff because what I like to do, I never really like to eat whatever I order. I always like eating everybody else's food. By the way, I'll still eat what I order, but I am a picker. Like if it was up to me, I would love to just order 1,000 things for the table and just eat all of it. Like when people ask me what's your favorite kind of food, I say buffet because then you get to try everything. I'm not a committal. I don't like to commit.
I'm the same way.
Right. Who wants to commit to a menu item? That's terrible. Not me.
That's
Right?
why the Chinese restaurants do well.
Oh, the Chinese buffets.
Buffets.
Oh my
Go
God.
crazy.
Listen, oh my God, if Denny was here, next time Denny and I are together, we're going to have to talk a lot about food. And oh my goodness, we just don't have enough time because I can't believe that we're going to have to like wrap this up soon because the time is almost.
No.
I know it went by so fast. I'm so upset. This keeps happening. It just goes by way, way, way too fast.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh my God, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. And, thank you for everyone tuning into the, Denny Artache show with Denny Artache, even though he's not here. I was really hoping he was going to call in. I'm surprised he did. He must be having a really, really good time.
Yeah.
But, for everyone out there, if you have any questions about any finances, you have, estate, will, planning, anything, you want to, talk about investments, Denny is the guy to call for sure. He really knows his stuff and he's a great musician. So when you run out of talking about investments, he can tell you all about his fabulous life of being a singer and a guitar player. And he was in a big rock and metal band. And he's just really an amazing guy. But I have had such a great time. Ray, today, are you doing anything exciting?
Absolutely not.
All right. And nothing exciting. Well, then in that case, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining Fridays at 5 with the Denny Artache Show with Denny Artache. I'm Marla Brodsky, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, Roberta.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's a wrap on another ride through the heart of the Treasure Coast. You've been tuned into Fridays at 5, from finance to local talk and everything in between. We hope you're heading into the weekend just a little bit wiser and a whole lot more entertained. Big thanks to you for making this the best hour of the week. We'll see you next Friday, right here on Martin County's Heritage Station, 1450 WSTU. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay tuned. WSTU, Stewart.